Good morning, everybody. We have the pleasure of having David Bluett with us this morning, who is the chairman of Hamilton City Netball Centre. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yep, good, thank you. Yep, back at work today again, so yep, doing all right.
Back at work at home? You're at home still?
So started back in the office last week, actually.
Oh, okay.
Prior to that, we're just working from home.
Yep.
But we've sort of done a couple of days in the office and a couple of days at home.
Oh,
Going forward,
nice.
so because I'm the only one, if I'm the only one coming to the office, then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
The rest of our staff are working from home.
Okay, so it's just you that goes in.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice break away from the household.
Yeah, there you go.
So, what does your role as chair of Hamilton City Netball entail?
So I suppose the chair is sort of, I suppose the board itself is sort of just oversees the operation of the netball centre. Okay, so Claire as centre manager runs the place and manages everything that happens down there at the centre. And I suppose we oversee what happens there. So part of my role is just the main coordinator of that board function, really. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we also have meetings. I suppose I keep in touch with Claire around different things, and as a board we have meetings once every 6 weeks, which Claire reports to us, reports to the board, and we just sort of keep track on how things are going on behalf of the members.
Oh, nice. So we have a chairperson and a president. What's the difference between them two? Because we have most people have one or the other, and we have two.
The president is probably more in relation to the centre itself and on the netball side of it. And I suppose historically the president has sort of been someone who's been involved in the centre for a number of years, and so they're a bit of a figurehead, I suppose, for the centre itself. And I mean, they do sit on the board, but they're not the chair of the board, I suppose, the president. And I think that role sort of evolves over time. I think before we sort of had this board structure, it probably was run by the president and their committee. Now it's specifically the centre manager runs the centre and reporting to the board.
So how long have you been in the position and the chair position with us?
Gosh, I'd have to look that up actually. It was about 5 years, November 2014. I'm chair, yeah. So, so Kath Farrell, I used to work with her years ago, and they were looking for board members for the Hamilton Netball Centre. So Kath sort of contacted me about that. So I said, yep, that's fine. But I think after about the second meeting, Kath goes, oh, by the way, we're looking for a new board member, and they nominated me for the role, new chair, sorry, and nominated me for the role. So that's sort of how I got that role.
Yeah, you get thrown in there.
Thrown in there, definitely. Thrown in there. I mean, it's quite different for me. I haven't really previously had too much involvement with sport, so I've probably come more from a non-profit background. And helping non-profit organisations, so that's sort of where my history has been, so probably where Kath sort of got me on board. Sport's been quite a new sort of non-profit group to be working with.
Nice. And how has it been like being, because you were the only male. I think we've got another one now on the board, but you were the only male in quite a female dominant sport and like a lot of strong women around you. How has that been?
Yeah, look, I'm just one person helping out at the centre and helping to make decisions and stuff. So, no, I mean it's just working with people who are passionate about sport and wanting the best for netball. I think that's one thing I probably find is that everybody's quite on the same wavelength about what's best for the centre, what's best for netball.
Nice. So we're just about finished the new rubber surface for the courts, which is like a $3 million project between us, the council and Trust Waikato. Is that correct? I'm saying that?
Yep. And Lotteries is also doing put some funding in as well. So they've added 500,000 to the funding, and that'll let us do some work on the pavilion as well.
Yes, yeah. So the building and the toilets as well.
Yeah.
And how did all that come about? So how long has that project kind of been like going on?
Yeah, probably if I started in 2014, probably end of 15 and even maybe 16, we sort of started talking about it. So I was just thinking about, the place was probably getting a bit aged, and was probably thinking about where to from here. Do we stay where we are in Moore Street, or do we look to team up with someone else and go to another venue and what have you?
Yeah.
And also, we were sort of thinking about something undercover as well at the time. So to do anything undercover down at Minogue Park there was going to cost quite a bit of money, resource consent and that sort of stuff. And also with Rotatuna starting up. And also what would have to happen is that anything you do indoor has to be community, for the good of the community, which is fine. But with Rotatuna starting up, we thought, well, let's leave the indoor component to them.
Yes. Yeah.
We can hire it out as need be. And then we sort of thought, okay, what about the outdoor side of it? What do we do there? And we sort of thought, well, if anything we do, we're going to have to share with other people. And I suppose what we thought was, actually, it's quite good just having a home for netball. And that's what Minogue Park gives us, We're in control down there. And, we can, we can release out the areas if we want to and that sort of thing, but we are in control. If we sort of teamed up with somewhere else, we'd be part of making decisions. We wouldn't have 100% say. So, people probably weren't ready to give that up. So we thought, well, let's stay here. What does it look like? So, for a start, the courts, and then we sort of look forward, okay, if we're going to stay here, it's got to be for 20, 30 years, so what do we need to make that happen? So we act, okay, well, the court's going to need resurfacing, that amenity block, 30 years old, and it shows,
It feels like you're in a rugby shed.
Exactly, and it's about, and it's having those discussions around what's fit for purpose, what do people want? You're right. It's the changing facilities, both for your players and for your spectators. How do you make it a welcoming sport for people? So that was sort of part of the equation of doing stuff. So the decision was made to stay there. Then from there, what do we want to have happen? So we sort of had some planning meetings with different people. Players, coaches, umpires, other people involved in the sport, also some outside people from sport in general, and the council as well. So we just had some discussions. Okay, what's our wish list? And I suppose this is where we've ended up. So, and then that Trust Waikato has been a big driver. I mean, they funded 1.3 million towards the courts. Okay. That's been big because it has let us move things along pretty well. Otherwise, we would have been spending 2 years in fundraising before we could even start. So with Trust Waikato's assistance, it's worked out well. And also, that meant that if Trust Waikato is putting in 1.3, then the Hamilton City Council. And how it worked is that Hamilton City Council, I think, had allocated about $1 million for the 2024 income year to redo the court down there. So in the last 10-year long-term plan, we went to council and said, well, look, can you bring that forward? Because those courts aren't going to last another 4 years. Like those back courts down at Minogue Park.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't use them. So we sort of said, to council, can you bring that money forward? But with Trust Waikato putting some money into the courts, it actually, council could bring their spending forward, so it worked out pretty well. On the pavilion down there as well, so with lottery funding of 500,000, it's given us a chance to, carry on and action that as well. Sort of take out that middle wall,
Yeah.
Putting in that, so where the umpires room is there, we've taken, that's what we've done now, we're taking out those toilets, make it more into a meeting room, so it can be used for umpires, but it also can be used for meetings if people need to have a smaller, room, or we could even let it out, so it just gives us some options there. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. We're also hoping to extend out the offices where you guys hang out there, so make a bit more space in there.
Yeah, awesome. It sounds very exciting. I can't wait to get back to work.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and the courts have got some good, they're pretty much, well, I know courts, the first 10 courts have been done, I think, and they've just been marking out the other ones in the last week or so. So, yeah, it's cool, and it's going to, it just makes it a bit more modern, doesn't it? Makes it a bit more nicer.
Makes it feel nice and fresh, and just, it'll be very different anyway. I can't wait, and it'll be awesome to get some netball down there too.
Yeah, well, that's right. I know.
Because you're an accountant outside of your position as chairman. And how do you think it will affect our centre financially with the whole, not having the beginning of the season there and a lot of programs we can't run?
Yeah, it does put us back, right? So obviously we normally have good funding from sponsors, from the players, memberships and players subs, and that funds the centre, funds running the centre, in the staff and that. So it will have an impact on us for this year. But I think it's 1 year. I think I think next year we'll pick it up again. I think next year with the courts and stuff, and people were pretty frustrated they haven't had a season this year, maybe. They'll be ready to rock and roll next year. Yeah. And I don't think, and I suppose it would have unknown for people around their jobs and stuff, in the community.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think player number wise, long term, I think we should be okay. People are pretty passionate about their netball, and they want to get out there and play. So I think player numbers, long term, should be fine. We probably just got a bit of a hiccup this year, to be fair. But I suppose we are in a pretty good financial position. I think previous boards and stuff have built up the reserves of the organisation. So we, when this sort of stuff happens, we can continue on pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, if people can't travel much, so what else is there to do but play sport?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly. And I think, and also in our funds, we still set aside some funds towards the upgrade as well. So we've got those tagged, so that's fine. We've got that set aside. So whatever happens, we can still do what we wanted to do in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah. So our sport and our centre is in good hands.
Yeah, definitely. I think got a good team there.
Cool. So we'll probably wrap it up there. But do you have anything you'd like to say to our community? Either about COVID-19 or just anything in general before we leave?
No, I think look, I know it's been pretty frustrating for people, and but I suppose I sort of think it's just one of those years where we haven't been able to do what we normally would have done, and I think when you're in 5 years' time, you look. We'll look back and say, "I remember when," So it's just thinking. I suppose we just got to suck it up for now. And like you say, we'll either get part of the season. Hopefully, we'll get part of the season going on anyway. And I think unfortunately, it's just the way it is. But I think we'll look back and. In 5 years' time, I think, okay, we got through that fine. Then look at our centre now. We're thriving. We've been able to, with our courts and facilities, we've taken the time to do that. And things are looking good. And I think also probably with the pavilion side of it, where we were looking to take the wall out and stuff, we'd sort of run out of time to get that done this year.
That's true. Yeah.
But maybe we'll probably push that along. Hopefully we can get our architect. That's what we're working on at the moment. Is getting the architect to finalise those plans for the hall and for the offices, and maybe we can kick into that now and get it done this year, and then it's done. They're sort of saying they want some shovel-ready projects, so that's definitely one of them. So if we can get the consent through the council, hopefully in the May or something like that, then hopefully we can just carry on and get that done. So if the season does start up, hey, there might be some upheaval down there, but it'd be good opportunity to use some downtime to get that done.
Yeah.
So final messages. No, I think look after yourselves, and if you're still in training or keeping yourselves fit, that's good. So you need to be fit when the netball season starts again, and just look after yourselves and enjoy.
Awesome. Okay then. Well, thank you very much for your time and for a little bit of information about yourself and what your role is within the centre. It's been good for our community to get to know you.
Yep.
It's behind the scene that actually do all the work.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you guys do all the work. We just sort of keep an eye on things. That's all we do. Yeah. No, that's all good, Jamie. It's been good. Good. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds good. Okay. Bye.
Bye.